All right, hello everyone. It's Tim Gillard from the CBC Counseling Office here, doing our first in a series of video visits for our students and families about different colleges that our students tend to have interest in. And one of those is Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri. And we're really thankful to have Muhle Dlamini joining us today from the Westminster College Admissions Office. And thanks for your time today, Muhle. And maybe you could start by just kind of giving us a general overview of what's happening down at Westminster and what kind of school it is and that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, thanks, Tim. Thanks for having me. Welcome, everybody. As Tim mentioned, my name is Muhle Dlamini. I'm from a small country in Southern Africa called Swaziland. Recently changed our name to Eswatini, which is just a translation of Swaziland. And I'm an alum of Westminster, so a lot of the stuff you hear me speak about Westminster is a little anecdotal because it's from experience as a student and now being on the other side, getting to communicate how some of those offerings might benefit students like yourselves. We are a small private liberal arts college located in Fulton, Missouri. From where you guys are, probably an hour and a half to an hour 45.
Okay.
If you're ever going to the Lake of the Ozarks, we're the same exit in Kingdom City, and we're about 10 minutes off the exit right there. And small school, student population, very similar to what you have at CBC currently, but with the potential and kind of capacity for anywhere up to about 1,000, 1,100 students total.
Okay. And when you say liberal arts college, what should that mean to a high school student?
For sure, and you find a lot of people either hang on to the liberal part or the arts part, and we're not an arts school, although we do have opportunities for students to kind of explore those types of activities or passions that they have. But ultimately, it's trying to offer a well-rounded academic experience in terms of the offering, where yes, we will get into, you know, your ability in math as a math major or in science as a biology major, but you're going to see a lot of the soft skill development happen alongside the academic kind of pursuits that our students have. And that's becoming more important now than ever. And some of that stuff will involve how to work on teams, how to interact with your superiors, developing a relationship with your professors that can help advance some of the academic work that you're doing and create opportunities where you can apply those. And that's where I think the liberal arts education kind of stands out. And a lot of institutions do offer a liberal arts program, and it kind of rounds out what your focus is. So I was an international business major, and I also had interests and pursuits outside of my major, and I was able to build those into the type of international business I was studying. And so I did a little bit of finance here, studied a foreign language extensively in order to help accompany, you know, the international business major on this side. But I also had a strong interest in history that developed in kind of college. So I was able to build those into, allow those to frame my learning of international business.
Wow, so international business, that's certainly something that our boys here at CBC sometimes have interest in. What are some of the other programs at Westminster, some of the other academic majors maybe that are particularly popular or particularly strong?
Yeah, for sure. So the international business major is housed within our business department. So top 5 is business, biology, education, political science, and psychology. And all of them just kind of have their own things that draw students towards them. Like business is a very common major, I would probably say across the state and across the country, just because of how applicable it is despite the industry. For us, it just tells you we've got the type of faculty it takes to support a department that grows each year. But I think the most important part is you have enough students on campus taking those classes that almost serve as like a reference point. You know, you meet somebody like, hey, oh, I think you're interested in this. You got to take this class with you know, Dr. Carner, because he does this special thing in the spring. And I think you're going to enjoy that. And that almost serves as like the department grows almost organically that way, because enough students are going, these are some cool classes, and they try to incorporate some real world experiences along with internships to kind of fortify your academic understanding of these. The biology major is popular. We're one of 3 schools in the region offering cadaveric experience, cadaveric dissection experience at the undergraduate level. So you've got students as early as second semester, sophomore year, getting dedicated access and learning in the cadaver lab that we house and get 2 to 3 cadavers each year. So that kind of hands-on experience, some students might not see as in-depth until they get into med school or whatever pre-professional healthcare studies they end up in. So our students kind of get a little leg up on that because these are things that they're experiencing so early in the academic year. Education department as well.
And you mentioned did you come to Westminster as from Africa to go to college here, or were you already in the States before that? Okay, and so does that mean that at Westminster there would be students from all over the world coming to Westminster?
Yes, there would be, and certainly that is something that probably existed in a much grander fashion in the past, and has sort of dwindled, I think, as the global economy has made it difficult to maintain an ability for some of international students from some places to attend here. We still have a small international student population that we're actively trying to go. I actually serve in a dual role where I'm also working on international student recruitment. And I know that's a priority for the institution, but also the direction the school is trying to go in is one that is an inviting place for international students and serving the ones that we currently have on campus as well.
Yeah, it's a neat thing for kids from St. Louis to be able to not go that far away, but the world might come to them a little bit at Westminster College. You meet people from all over the world, even though you haven't gone that far away from home. It's an hour and a half away to Fulton, Missouri. And then, so thanks for the info on the majors and that sort of thing. I know that CBC often sends students to Westminster. That's one of those colleges that we get a lot of applications kind of flowing through to. I know sometimes in the past we've sent students there in part because of an excellent learning needs program that you have there. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I've had teammates and classmates from CBC as well, so I am definitely familiar with the cadets. And speaking of, the Learning Difference program, it is a signature program for us because it's very unique in its offering and in its place in mid-Missouri at the college level. It is housed in our Learning Opportunities Center in Westminster Hall on campus, and offers a range of services that are linked to the accommodations that students need in order to be successful on campus. It could be as simple as a dedicated test environment for students, all the way up to having a dedicated counselor that works with you one-on-one on a weekly basis, setting together, a class schedule, but also managing things like assignments, deadlines, which are always important in preparing, the provision of a note taker and additional material. Some people, audio, visual learners, whatever the case may be. And so it is a paid program, but it offers that range of kind of services, allowing students to pick and pull apart exactly what they need in order to accompany the academic experience in the classroom, to give them a chance at success at the college level.
Absolutely, and those are all things that so many students can benefit from. But really, Westminster is unique, families and students, in that they have an actual program. All colleges and universities offer services related to any sort of special learning needs. All schools do have that, but some schools, Westminster is one that has a dedicated program. As Muhle said, it's a signature program of theirs. So it's really something you might be interested in learning more about there. What about things like student life there and sports? Our guys are always interested in hearing about different sports options at the school. What's the sports like there?
For sure. And this is something that I would probably get into in terms of the type of student that we get is a student that doesn't just want to participate, but wants to be involved in their college experience. And one way of doing that is sports. I usually think that's the easiest one because you've usually been doing it for quite a long time before you get there, and you treat that transition as the same academically. So, oh, this is just the next level of school. And so the same way I would apply additional time and energy and effort into my athletic, pursuits, I would need to do academically. And that's why we've got a high level of participation, specifically in sports on our campus. Participation and involvement is usually anywhere in the 60s in terms of percentage-wise of our student body involved in our college athletics offerings. We're NCAA Division III schools, so there are no athletic scholarships that are offered. But what you find is students who have a passion for the sport and want to keep competing, or want something that provides some structure. I was a beneficiary of that. Played soccer at Westminster all 4 years, like I said. One of my teammates was Daryl Durant Jr., whose dad and him were CBC graduates.
For sure.
And I had an enjoyable experience, and the people in the stands were my classmates and teammates, guys I ate with in the dining hall.
Yeah.
And I think it's the benefit of having, a small school and things like that. So we do have the athletic programs, but Student Life also offers a plethora of clubs and over 50 clubs and organizations that are student-led and student-run, and a very easy program startup option if you don't see what you like. But also going into a Greek life offering that we have that's usually at a 40 to 50% participation rate as well. So you can have students doing any mix of those things, like a combination of all three or two of the three or one of the three. But on Westminster's campus, you're rarely going to find a student that doesn't have something outside of the classroom that they use to connect themselves to the campus.
That's fantastic. So what is a good way, what about students who are interested in learning more about Westminster College? Should they reach out to you? Is there someone else they should reach out to? How does that work? And also, do you have any tips for younger students kind of watching this? What are some good ways to prepare for college or even the college admissions process? For
sure. So for your students wanting to, check out Westminster, start on the website. We have a very easy website to learn. It's wcmo.edu, and that's it. And you can go on there and look at our programs, news releases, and find out, what's going on, what we're doing right now. We just celebrated an anniversary for the Winston Churchill Sinews of Peace, which was the piece, they call it the speech that took place in our gymnasium now, as the Iron Curtain speech now. And so that's a historical part of the world. We've got a piece of the Berlin Wall on campus. So a historic campus all around, but you'll see those things on our website. But I'm your guy. If you need to know about Westminster, make sure you text, call, email. I'll try and answer you as readily as I can to make sure we get those questions addressed.
And students, you can, excuse me, Muhle. Students, you can find his contact information, phone number, email, and everything right in Naviance on the page for Westminster or through the website. And I'll also include it in some of the information we send out about Westminster.
For sure. And for my freshmen and sophomores, I'll try and keep it simple for you guys, because it's always, I could keep, this is my job, so I get paid to talk. I could keep going on this, but there's just one main theme, is that it's never too early, right? The first one is never too early to start looking. Tons of schools have dedicated information for students at your stage in the game, whether it's program offerings, invitations to certain events that'll speak directly to you and your class level and where you are. Like that's why it's important to start giving you requesting information from colleges early, because they have programming that's designed for you and where you are in your high school career. The second part is, it's never too early to tighten up the academics. They will only always open doors for you if you improve them. I promise you. I've never heard of somebody saying, I got really good at school and it made it hard to get into college. If college is a dream of yours, I highly encourage you, start paying attention to some of those small things, those small classes and opportunities to excel and sort of compounding good work academically, because we will reward it. As a private liberal arts institution, we're usually on the cost, higher end of the cost spectrum, but we also offer more academic scholarships. And so what that creates is an opportunity for students to get, close to half of the year's cost of attendance awarded in a single scholarship. So our scholarships range anywhere from $12,000 to $19,000, and our upcoming anticipated year cost of $43,000. So for our top achieving students, you've got close to half just in one scholarship. And so that's why, and we're rewarded based on the full academic profile, but the transcript is going to tell us a lot of it because it almost programs or journals your journey through the years academically.
Absolutely. And students, the reason why those scholarships are tied to your grades is because they're looking at colleges, or Westminster is looking for students who are engaged in their learning, interested in learning about the world, earning good grades in high school, and showing promise for achieving in college. And so they say, if you're really lighting it up in high school, we'll even throw a little money at you to entice you to come to our school. So yeah, that was a great explanation of that, and I really appreciate it and your time. And so students, definitely start on the website, wcmo.edu, as in Westminster College, Missouri.edu, and check there. And then obviously we have a great rep down there that you can reach out to anytime you want more information, and we look forward to working with you guys on this. Come up and see your CBC counselor if you have any questions about this or anything else related to the college process, and we're going to be happy to help you every step of the way. Sure. Muhle Dlamini, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and it's been great to learn a little bit more about Westminster today.
Thank you, Tim. Hopefully we'll meet soon, and I'll see you guys in person.
All right. Take care.
Take care.